voice of a new generation. And this
is your station.
Talk Radio 93.7 Citizen FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Here is an announcement. Jai's Takaful Insurance Limited is back again with an exciting news of surplus sharing to their participants. Eligible participants in the 2021 financial year who did not make a claim will receive surplus, if any, from the company at the surplus distribution event scheduled for Thursday, 28 September 2023 at Shehu Musa Erodua Center, Central Business District, Abuja at 10 a.m. prompt. This is a clear demonstration of the Takaful value proposition for financial inclusion and surplus sharing, which you can only get from a Takaful company. For inquiries, contact the following numbers: 070-317-27527 or 070-317-27524. Jai's Takaful Insurance Limited, caring and sharing.
This is 93.7 Citizen FM, Abuja. A warm welcome to the Citizen FM News at 6. I am Lawrence Omoite. President Bola Tinubu says African nations will no longer accept a situation in which human rights advocacy is used by wealthy and powerful nations to stop developing economies from dealing decisively with actors who illicitly siphon and smuggle out the continent's vast mineral resources. This is especially as they smuggle in Western-made weapons which enrich the wealthiest economy in the world at the parasitic expense of African stability and wealth creation. According to a press statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, the President said this while meeting with the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres at his UN headquarters office in New York. The Nigerian leader noted that the United Nations must transform from being one of the world's foremost talk shops to discuss global issues into becoming the world's foremost action coordination center, saying that the situation in which 70% of the resources being devoted to the world's poorest country are being spent and sent back out on overheads and administrative costs will defeat the purpose and objective of the organization where help is needed most. Meanwhile, before this, the president had earlier rang the closing bell at the Nasdaq stock market in New York on Wednesday as he called on the United States business community to invest in Nigeria's bubbling market. The president, who is attending the ongoing 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly, was accompanied to the bell ceremony by the president of the U.S. Africa Business Center at the U.S. Chambers of Commerce, Scott Enstia.
Happy to bring Nigeria to your doorsteps and honored that we are here today with a bubbling market that will evolve West Africa's sub-region. The greatest economy is Nigeria. There's an immense opportunity in Nigeria. Next, with clear the oil subsidy that is corrupt, and we have also retooled the exchange rate to a reliable, dependable, one-figure floating of the exchange rate. You are free to take in your money and bring out your money.
The federal government has extended condolences to the family of the security personnel killed in Mbano local government area of Imo State. Condoling with the deceased families on Thursday, the Minister of Interior Olubumi Tunjojo described their death as tragic, vowing that the federal government will stop at nothing to ensure that the perpetrators were brought to book. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Arewala, has expressed concern over the significant volume of cases, particularly those of a political nature, that judges handle daily. Justice Arewala spoke on Wednesday during the swearing-in of recently appointed justices of the Court of Appeal in Abuja.
Cases, especially, are taking a monumental toll on our dockets. Indeed, the times we are in are not pleasant, to say the least. No court in the land is spared of this. We are constantly on our toes, and the dockets are ever rising in response to the challenges of the time. This, of course, underscores the undisputed fact that Nigeria continuously ranks among the most litigious countries in the world.
The Chief Justice advised that juries should uphold their reputation and flee from temptation that might come with juicy gifts.
Provide cases will definitely come to you on appeal, and they may likely come in some juicy and irresistible gifts that are often intended to dent your reputation and integrity. I admonish you so that your lordship should flee from such disguised temptations, because your reputation and integrity matter much and count enormously in your rise to honor and fame in life.
The Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Enugu State has upheld the election of Governor Peter Mba of the People's Democratic Party in the March 18 governorship election. The three-member panel of the tribunal, led by Justice Kudirat Morayo, dismissed the petition of the Labour Party and its candidate, Chijoke Edoga, insisting that they could not prove their petitions. Kano State continued to remain calm on Thursday as residents of the ancient city complied with the 24-hour curfew imposed on the state by the government. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje has hailed the Kano State Governorship Petition Tribunal for the judgment that ordered the removal of the State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf.
We have to thank I think we have to thank almost everybody in Kano State. Patient also for continuous prayers for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us victory. We urge them, after thanking them, for them to continue to be peaceful, to continue to conduct their affairs in a peaceful manner.
In his reaction, the Kano State APC governorship candidate Nasiru Yusuf Gowona, who was accompanied by former governor of the state, Senator Kabir Gaya, also appealed to the people of Kano to remain peaceful while thanking God for the victory and commending the judiciary. And the federal government has awarded scholarship to 72 Nigerian students to pursue their university education in the Republic of Hungary. Speaking at the departure sent forth ceremony, the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Sonono, congratulated the scholars who are departing Nigeria for Hungary to resume their studies.
Travel today. Many of you might be leaving your parents for the first time, while virtually all of you will be leaving Nigeria for a foreign land. I therefore need to advise you not to see this as a freedom, and you begin to do things that would be disgrace to you, your parents, and the country. I therefore want to put it in short, you must be good ambassadors of Nigeria. Nigeria is investing a lot in you, and expect that the returns of this investment will manifest in your coming back to help move your nation forward, as I earlier mentioned.
In his remarks, the Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Education, Andrew David Adejo, admonished the awardees to be good ambassadors of their parents and the country, while advising them to utilize opportunity to acquire requisite skills that may be available in their host country for the country's development. started in 1999 when Nigeria had to awaken or reactivate its bilateral education agreement with a number of countries. Hungary was one of them. And since 1999 till this year, Hungary have been providing scholarships to Nigerian students. Instead, there are 72 of you that have been successful. You've been chosen not because you are lucky, but most importantly because God has blessed your intelligence and your brilliance. A missing Zamfara journalist, Hamisu Danjibag, has been found dead, according to the state branch of the Nigeria Union of Journalists. He was declared missing earlier in the week, but later found dead, according to the Union Secretary, Ibrahim Gada. Zamfara State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists said the body of Hamisu, who was a reporter with the Voice of Nigeria, was found in a soakaway behind his house 3 days after missing. An undergraduate student of the National Open University of Nigeria, Blessing Karami, who was declared missing on September 11, had been found dead in the woods in the Karimo area of the Federal Capital Territory. This was as the police revealed that its primary focus is to conduct a thorough and impartial investigation into the circumstances surrounding Ms. Karimi's death. And in Lagos, police authorities have exhumed the remains of singer Mohbad and are set to begin autopsy. The singer died last week in unclear circumstances, with Nigerians protesting and calling for justice for Mohbad. And on the foreign scene, Libya's floods, which killed thousands in the city of Derna, has displaced more than 43,000 people. This is according to the International Organization for Migration. A tsunami-sized flash flood broke through two aging river dams upstream from the city after heavy rain slashed the area on September the 10th. South Africa's first female submarine navigator, Lieutenant Commodore Gillian Malo, was among the 3 officers who died at sea on Wednesday, according to the military. The 3 submariners were washed off their vessel by high waves off the coast near Cape Town. Helicopter was delivering supplies when the incident happened. The Ukrainian president, speaking before the United Nations Security Council session on Wednesday, has criticized the UN for failing to prevent or resolve conflicts like the one destroying his country, and called for Moscow to be stripped of its veto power in the council.
General Assembly should be given a real opportunity to override a veto. This is the first necessary step. If the war cannot be stopped because all efforts are blocked by the aggressor country or by those who support the aggressor, then the issue must be brought to the General Assembly for consideration.
Meanwhile, the Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov, used his remark to the United Nations Security Council on Wednesday to renew Kremlin's attack on the United States and its Western allies, saying they had staged a coup in Ukraine that eventually led to Russia's invasion last year.
Led by the United States, arbitrarily assumed the rank of arbiter of the destinies of all mankind, and, overwhelmed by a complex of exclusivity, began to increasingly ignore the legacy of the Founding Fathers. Today, the West turns to statutory norms and principles selectively from case to case, solely in accordance with its selfish geopolitical needs. This inevitably leads to a deterioration in global stability, aggravation of existing ones, and the ignition of new sources of tension.
And that's the Citizen FM News at 6. I'm Lawrence Omoite. Good evening.